Hello, you all. Hi, it's Tease. Good day. Good afternoon. Good evening. I hope all are well. Hope all are safe. So, I felt compelled to say something because I literally woke up at 3:33 after the meridian, and I didn't necessarily wake up with something on my chest, but I pretty much just woke up just to say something for the 100th time. So I guess there's only so long you can keep saying the same thing until shit hits the fan or until some people actually listens. But which that's the thing, a lot of people don't listen. So maybe that's why I'm saying it again. I don't want to necessarily say it for the last time, but even though I want to, but it probably won't be. I'll probably mention it again tomorrow. But pretty much your surroundings. People will think like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't have water or food. But it's like if you think about it, that's just like something that's, I mean, it's there, but it's probably just not in your possession. But one thing I can say for sure that's there is your surroundings. And this could be you, your spouse, your neighbors, children, friends, family, whoever it is that's around you. That can be your problem. It probably has nothing to do with you having food, water, shelter, clothes, none of that. It has to do with who the hell are you around. Because you can be doing great and have everything, and your surroundings or your Judases will take you down, or you can have nothing, and your Judases are still your damn problem. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they say when shit hits the fan, you might want to be as far away from any creatures as possible. So I think that's the number one. That's one of the number one reasons why they say get the hell out of the cities, because the city's full of nothing but crazy. Not only do you have your neighbors to worry about, you have to worry about who's boating over here, jumping the border. You see what I'm saying? There's so many this and that in the cities. And I'm not saying they're not in the outskirts or in the mountains either, or even underground, but for sure they're in the cities. So that'll be something that needs to be literally set in stone. And here's another thing too. And if you're unable to get away from the city or unable to get away from your surroundings, you need to be fully strapped and fully protected. You know, it's one of them things. If you can't get out of danger's way, you need to be able to neutralize danger, because if you're around it, then you're bound to be twisted up in it. You know, and I'm thinking too. You know, there's a lot of people who thinks the same. A lot of people think that, oh well, I'm good, or you know, if I don't have it, I'll just get it from you. A lot of people have that mindset too. If you're around people that don't want to do anything for themselves, don't want anything for themselves, but they're looking at you like a snack or looking at you like a lick, you might want to get away from that department. Get away from that department. That's going to be your downfall. Literally, you're in your P's and Q's doing what you're supposed to do. And virtually you're surrounded by wolves. They say at a time like this is the time where it's good to mark your territory, if you will. You know, kind of basically have yourself cleaned up to the point where you're not a target to anyone. You're not a target to the chaos or the BS, and you're not a target when it comes to cleanup. The sweeper, remember the sweeper that I've been speaking of all this time? Basically, whenever the hit hits the fan, it's pretty much like, okay, here, this is consequences for everyone, and the goal purpose or the moral of the story is to avoid those consequences, if you will. For instance, if there's an earthquake, tornado, or storm coming, you need to be able to weather that storm. And again, if not, you need to be able to protect yourself at a time of crisis, or be able to protect yourself at a time such as this. And like I said, the first start is like saying, if you absolutely cannot get away, you need to start working on self. Like, okay, well, I can't get away, but I'm going to clean up myself, my mind, body, and soul, and I'm also going to protect myself. Because literally, if you're just a sitting duck, if you're just a snack out there, you don't worry about protecting or preparing, because it's kind of like, I'm literally a snack out there, and I'm just going to sit back and allow the wolves to eat me. And I'm just thinking, like, for people like that, hey, you could be a human shield if that's the case. And I'm not even trying to be funny or rude, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes there's so many people that you're around that set dead weight. It's kind of like, where the hell are you? You ever been somewhere? It's like, okay, you think that like, for instance, like Shanquilla, you think you're going on a trip with friends and you surrounded by all of the wrong people. You don't want nothing like that. And if you're just going to be sitting duck, then Um, yeah. Yeah, so at the very least, be able to protect yourself, protect your mind, body, and your spirit, and just stay out the way. Um, yeah, so I'm thinking the first way to mark your territory is literally you got to start with cleaning up your mind, body, and soul. Instead of worrying about what Diddy's doing or the latest mess or the latest distractions, like, okay, well, while everyone's talking about Diddy, you can be cleansing your body. You can keep your spiritual eyes open. Again, that's not what's important. Because if Diddy, if they're coming after Diddy, and unless that's going to be a domino effect, or where it's Diddy, Disney, Nickelodeon, then okay, yeah, then we're going to focus on that because now we're getting somewhere because we're taking down the real big dogs. I'm not talking about no damn celebrities. I mentioned that as well. Like I said, I'm not interested in Epstein's list, or I'm not interested in who just got arrested. If you're not taking down the real, you can't take down the scapegoats and think I'm going to leap for joy. I mean, it's a start, but it's like, if you're going to finish there, or if I'm just going to be focusing on Diddy for the next 2 or 3 years, then I'm not interested in that information. Yeah, if you're able to decipher chaos and distraction over what's really going on, that's good too. And like I say, it starts there by having a clear mind, body, and soul. Get all that garbage out of your system. Get that garbage out of your eyes and your ears. And then maybe you can see what's really going on in this world. But that's the ultimate goal right now. Get yourself together, to prepare for cleanup. You want to get out the way when the hit hits the fan. And honestly too, there's no particular time. A lot of people say, oh, watch out for April 8th. And you need to watch out for now. Watch out for now, yesterday, and tomorrow. Because there's no set time for what's really going on, And it's not necessarily saying that, oh, I need to prepare for chaos. Prepare for yourself, because we all have a soul and a life to protect. That's what's important. Where the hell is your soul going to end up on that great day? Yeah, so if you can help that, work on literally at least protect yourself. You know what I mean? If you can't, I don't know. I guess if you can't salvage yourself, the least you can do is protect yourself. Because I don't know. At this point, I honestly don't know what to say as far as, really preparing. Make sure you have your stash of water, stash of food. And also, too, I would say get something like quick, dry foods, like rice, flour, sugar, stuff like that, salt. And then you can do a lot with rice. Do a lot with flour. And then it's not something where it's saying have a bunch of food. Like, okay, I got a bunch of hot pockets. I got a bunch of hot pockets and this and that. Like, you don't really want, I say dry food, something that won't need refrigeration. And you can make it as you go. Because you have to consider power, too. Okay, you got a bunch of freezer or refrigerator stuff. I'm not saying it's not good to have. But unless you have that backup plan for the fridge or a backup cooler, some type of backup plan is like you don't want to get a lot of refrigerated food and then you can't salvage it. Because you have to consider power, too. You have to consider power. You have to consider the environment and climate. You have to consider the wolves. You have so much to consider to where it's like, okay, you need to prepare accordingly. And another thing, too, if you're not one that can do without your phone or not one that can move around, a lot of people, too, they're really lazy. They want, this and that to carry or the escalator to carry them. If it's something where you're no good on your feet, you might want to work on that, too. Work on getting up, going for a run. Get used to using your damn legs, because you never know when you have to run away from zombies. A lot of people think it's sweet out here. Like, you ever had one of those fire drips? Like, literally, like where I am and like the environment that I'm in, it literally keeps us on the toes. Like, there's always zombies, there's always alarms, there's always reason to prepare. So honestly, for me, I'm taking that as a kind of prerequisite, because I'm thinking like, oh, well, what do I do for preparing? Like, literally, I'm already preparing, and I always have to think like, oh, what to do in this situation, and I've already been doing it. I just actually have to apply it to the situation and apply it to self and prepare. But I hope all are well, hope all are safe. Yeah, but I think that's it. Oh yeah, good shoes too. Well, yeah, I guess that's a part of walking around, but good shoes to take care of your feet. Cause like I say, your feet has carried you through this journey. You know, so I think the goal is to, yeah, well, basically take care of your body, but particularly taking care of your feet and taking care of your body to where there's no health problems or health issues or underlying issues that could come back and bite you later on down the line. Because you also have to consider medication and pharmacies too. They're not going to always be around. You know, these different entities and these different places and businesses are going to start chipping away one by one. You know, and then before you know it, everything is shut down. And I'm noticing that now too. I'm noticing, you know, you have restaurants that are shut down, banks that are shut down already. You have stores, you know, and then before you know it, everything's closed down, and then you're closed in by all of the wrong things. Yeah, so I would say prepare, and then as you're preparing too, don't be so obvious too. I don't know if well, y'all don't remember when I made the video of you'll have people waiting in the parking lot waiting for you. So I'm thinking if you can help it, maybe cover up or hide your groceries. And understand, well, if it's in a big shopping basket, how can I do that? I don't know if you got to put a garbage bag or something over your cart, but do something to where nobody can really see what's in your cart, because the people at the grocery stores are watching too, let alone if your neighbors are watching you loading up all those groceries. Because most of the time, like around COVID, the way the grocery thing worked, I'll wait till you get home, hit you across the head, and then take your groceries. So I guess that too, if you can help it. And I don't know if pickup will make it easier, because sometimes they'll make you go up and around the back. Maybe you can load up in the back, but yeah, I don't know if delivery will be easy. Okay, we'll just bring it to my door, but you know, maybe do like early AM, or you know, no one's around, they can't really see anyone at your door. Yeah, but you don't want to be known for the one who always has money, always got food, always got it, and then you're around a bunch of hungry people. Like literally, they don't have much and don't plan on getting much because they plan on taking yours. Because it's like, okay, if you're working, and then the second you're not working, then you're vulnerable. I'm thinking like, well, you don't have any backup plans other than robbing people, you know? So it's like that's people's plan. Plan B is robbing Peter to pay Paul. So you got plan A is, okay, use what you have. Plan B is use what you have. Okay, so be mindful of that too. That's why it's important to get away from people. And again, I'm not saying that they can't reach you in the mountains, but at least you know, okay, somebody has to travel to you to get to the mountains, or somebody got to travel to you to get somewhere where there's not very many people. But for sure, if you're surrounded by chaos, you're for sure going to be a target or a snack around a bunch of hungry wolves that are not and will not prepare. So prepare yourself for the wolves at least. You know, you'll think like, okay, I got to get water, food. No, you need to get something to get those wolves off you if you're going to stay amongst the wolves. Okay. Yeah, but I think that's it for now. All right, be well, be safe.